Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful, all ages. Um, it's episode 157. Our illustrious producer, he is conveniently MIA tonight. And tonight was the wrong night to be MIA. And why? Why you're asking? That is a great question. I'm glad you asked. Now, um, oh, my daughter just sent me a text. She is watching live on her TV.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that is a bold move.
that is a bold move. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if she's got any friends that are there watching with her. I'm not entirely sure that they are ready for the amount of sexy that just appeared on their screen. I mean,
I mean, you
and
know,
and and the reason why tonight was the worst possible night for David to be MIA. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in attendance, I ask you to
we have
direct yourself to a browser.
we have a world premiere tonight.
We do have a world premiere. I direct your attention to angrymeproduction.com. We are official. We have a website. It is launched. It is live. And I'm telling you what, it's freaking I'm all over it, man. It's I had let me tell you what the it just I'm telling you,
Trials,
man,
tribulations.
the trials, the tribulations, the fighting, it just it was it was it was pandalirium, I think is the word that I would use.
That
Pandalirium. Yeah, I mean,
that would that's fitting. I think that would work.
yeah, I mean,
I don't
it
know if it's a
really
word, but it's
would.
a word that fits.
Yeah, actually, but because, dude, I fought with DNS servers. Like, there's a website out there. It's called dnschecker.com or .org. And as I'm building the website, and I'm sitting here going, all right, all right, all right. I'm waiting on the what is it? The SSL certificates. The I cannot talk today. Hold on. I didn't do my Ron Burgundy pre-game routine. I'm like,
Gargling bourbon.
Scotchy, Scotch, 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 Scotchy, Scotch. Okay, here we go. The SSL certificates, which is the security that allows people's browsers to log into the website. Well, not necessarily log in, but access it. So I'm waiting on those to get certified. I'm waiting on, to get issued and certified. And so I finally get all the DNS stuff squared away. And so DNS records, they're propagated globally, right? So I'm checking, and there's 7 servers in the US alone that I had to reconcile with. Then there was Canada, Russia, South Africa, the Netherlands, France, Spain, Switzerland, Austria, the UK, Germany, Mexico, Brazil, Malaysia, and 2 in Australia, 1 in New Zealand. We got a Singapore, South Korea, China. We have a server in China that we had to propagate.
Hmm.
Uh, Turkey, India, Pakistan, Ireland, and Bangladesh.
Wow. And they all have their own protocols or what?
Uh, ish. Now we're live in all of those countries. We have reconciled with every single one of those servers.
Nice.
So I got frustrated during the creation of the website. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, all right. I finally figured out the build space, And I'm like, all right, this is working. This is okay. And I'm waiting, and I'm so like frustrated, and it was literally one line of code that was giving me heartache. So I saved all my progress. I shut it down for the night. I was like, see, we're 5 minutes and 25 seconds. I said, fuck this. I went to bed. Okay. And I woke up the next morning, probably about 8:30, you know. Yeah. And actually, no, it was later. It was earlier than that. I got up way early. Anyways, digress. I digress. That phrase, by the way, will be on a t-shirt whenever I get the merch link going. Because we have a merch store. We need our illustrious producer to I don't know, put the show first for a change.
Produce.
You know, I mean, I've got access to the Photoshop account too, so it's, I mean, I can do the same things, but I was busy. I was getting us live. So but yeah, and before, you know, it's just one of those hold on a second. I know that at this point, if David were here in attendance, he would say something, and I would just have to hit him with a
shut up, Meg.
So, you know, there's that.
He's thinking it right now. Right now, as he's listening to this, he's thinking it.
He's thinking it, and he's like, I can't get to the chat. I can't get to the comment section fast enough on YouTube. But I'm just like,
shut up, Meg.
You know, I mean, just come on.
Just let this be fun for me.
For real.
This is a preemptive shut up, Meg, before you even start.
Yeah. You know, I mean, but don't get us sideways. Don't get us twisted, David. We got all the love in the world for you. So, I mean, whatever it is that you're doing,
may the force be with you.
Absolutely. 100%. So, yeah, I've got access to the Photoshop and everything like that. So, I mean, I'm going to come up with some graphical ideas. We're going to, the way that our merch store is hopefully going to be able to work is that it's kind of like Whataburger, where it's not made until you order it. So, you know, we're going to try to offer the ability for hoodies to be purchased, t-shirts, definitely, coffee mugs are a must. You know, so I've got to come up with some stuff. David's obviously going to come up with some stuff. Chris, I mean, you're going to have your stuff there. Colin's even going to have some merch in there,
which I'm excited for.
Yeah,
it's going to be fantastic.
So, you know, on our page, you know, we've got across the top, we've got a link to our major social media platforms: Facebook, X. It's still the Twitter bird.
It will always be Twitter.
I'm going to X, but I'm going to call it Twitter even harder. We got our IG page linked to it. We've also got our YouTube page, which is oddly convenient, you know. So if you're listening, you're watching live, send the link out to all your friends now that we're officially live and that the website's been announced. I'm also going to play around with the idea of putting in like an email registration thing where people can sign up, and I don't know, we do like maybe a monthly newsletter.
Yeah.
And then you know, as we start to get a little bit bigger and we have to buy bigger pants because, you know, we graduate from the little boy section to teens.
We get like the big boy pants, like the actual long pants.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can take off the pull-ups and put on our underoos.
Oh, that's a bold move. I don't know.
Right. But I mean, they've got to be Superman underoos.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, maybe Spider-Man. I can see Spider-Man. Possibly the Hulk.
Right. Because if they were Hulk underoos, David's junk would look so much bigger in those hands.
It's the hand.
It's the hand.
Or it would look smaller because that hand is giant. Let's be honest.
Well, it just depends on if he gets the boxer briefs or not.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, if they offer like unmentionables on this on the the merch vendor that I'm trying to hook us up with.
Who wouldn't want this mug on your Jonas?
Exactly. I mean,
as it says on the website, I am the eye candy.
The eye candy, and he's the rug that really ties the room together. So, give our website a visit. We've got we've got contact links down at the bottom. All rights are reserved. The Second Amendment is in effect on our website. So
absolutely,
give our bios a read.
we are 2A friendly.
Yeah, we are 2A friendly. I mean, personally,
I may not be friendly, but we're 2A friendly.
I mean, my pronouns are 50 cal and 7.62. So,
who doesn't love a good crew served weapon?
I'm telling, happiness is a belt-fed weapon, man.
Oh God, yes.
I mean, it's been years, but I'm telling you, I can still, to this day, I can hear the sound of links and brass hitting the ground. And instantly my elbows feel like hamburger. And I'm a better man for it. So, so yeah, right.
All you veterans know exactly what I mean too.
Right. So, if David were in attendance tonight, he would get the Aaron Boone treatment. Like, what's the Aaron Boone treatment? That's a great question. Angry Faithful, I am so glad you guys are all over it. I mean, the Aaron Boone treatment today, Aaron Boone was ejected 5 pitches into a game. The home plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstead.
Wasn't Angel Hernandez?
No, it was not Angel Hernandez. Angel Hernandez would have tossed the entire team, or he would have just ignored Aaron Boone. Now, okay, so this is, they're in New York playing the A's, the Oakland Athletics of all teams. Fucking great. Let me read these. Let me read. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start the video and
the 0-2. And that hit Ruiz. He did not swing, so a hit by pitch, and Astori.
Okay, so what you're hearing is the Yes Network, which is the Yankee Entertainment station, right? It's the New York network that broadcasts Yankee games, Mets games, New York Rangers games, Knicks games, anything New York sports related, right? Yeah. So first pitch or first batter into the game, the Oakland hitter gets hit on the foot. He gets awarded first base. Mm-hmm. And Aaron, the umpire, he refers down to the first base umpire, the line judge down there, to make sure that the batter did not swing, because he did check swing. Mm-hmm. And the umpire gave the safe signal, which meant that he did successfully check his swing. So there go. He has been hit by pitch. He's being awarded first base. Mm-hmm. Aaron Boone starts to question this a little bit. Like, what are you talking about? He swung. Mm-hmm. And here's where it gets interesting. Hunter Wendelstedt was mic'd up, because the crew chiefs are all mic'd up now because they talk to the crowd after a challenge, right? Kind of like the NFL, which is a great move. I love that. Right. Anyways, here we go.
Who is the most dangerous base runner in baseball is on.
See, Aaron Boone is confused. Did he swing? Did he not swing? Also, the reaction being hit by the pitch was a little bit delayed. So an interesting start to this one. Take another look at the slider, down and in, and it clearly gets that right.
Right. Okay. So they do slow motion the swing, and he checks it. Right. It doesn't break the plane of the front plane of the plate.
Yeah.
So by definition of the rule, it is considered a check swing.
Right.
And you clearly see the breaking ball bounce off the back foot of the hitter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Wendelstedt turns around and he looks at Aaron Boone and he's like, I'm checking to make sure that he was not hit by the pitch. Or, I'm making sure that I'm doing my job. If you've got anything else to say about it, you're gone. Right? Aaron Boone gives him the thumbs up.
Okay.
The Yes Network had all the angles covered. There was a fan sitting in the row directly behind the Yankees dugout wearing a blue polo shirt and sunglasses. He barks at the umpire. The umpire thought that it was Aaron Boone.
Oh,
and runs him from the game. He was like, that's it. You're gone. Right? And Aaron Boone's like, I didn't say anything. And then other people from the dugout are like, he didn't say anything. It was somebody in the crowd. And so he goes up there to like argue the case. I mean, like it doesn't matter at this point because there's no retracting an ejection, right?
Right. You're out. You're out. Yeah.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. So he's up there and he's like, I didn't fucking say a word. And he's like, it was somebody in the crowd. And he was pointing at the guy in the behind the dugout. He's like, he was sitting right behind the dugout. It's above the dugout. And he's like, I don't fucking care. You're gone. Right. And then, I mean, like one F-bomb into that whole exchange, they cut out the audio on the umpire's mic.
Right.
Because it's live TV. And I'm just sitting there going, man, I mean,
you're like, no, bring it back. John Boy will get the rest of it.
Oh no, they actually said there's no need for a John Boy breakdown of this because it's clear. I mean, the announcers on the Yes Network acknowledged the existence of John Boy, and they were like, "Hey, look, we don't need you to break this down." Let me see if I can.
So the fan in the blue shirt is the one who says something to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he reacts to, and he kicks out Aaron Boone, who says, "Whoa, I didn't say anything." And Brad Ausmus is pointing, saying, "It's a fan, it's a fan." And Hunter Wendelstedt, as we heard so cleanly on our audio, said, "I don't care."
He's like, he clearly said, "I don't care." Oh, it was so great. And then, I mean, and I'm looking right now. Let me see here. Tell me that game's already over. Yeah, and the A's go on to win that game 2-0.
Jeez.
I'm sitting there going, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm like, yep.
There have been some really weird calls lately. Did you see that? I don't remember which game it was, but he hit it out and the fan actually grabbed it was a home run ball. It was a home run, clearly, because it was about 8 inches over the top of the center fielder's glove.
Yeah, and in and out of the fan's glove.
And he didn't catch it, so it fell back into the field, and they ruled it interference. First, they called it a double, and I believe this was Angel. This was a double.
It was Angel. Yeah,
and then he ended up calling him an out for interference.
Yeah, he shit the bed on that one too.
Like when Angel, he doesn't just shit the bed. He completely just blows up the whole house.
Delicately, no, he very delicately. What he does is he goes outside with an air tank, right? One of those pressurized tanks,
right?
He opens up the clean out on his sewage, fits the nozzle down in there, and then does one of those those high pressure releases.
We're talking about like those big tanks at the air, like in a tire shop. Like we're talking industrial size.
No, not the industrial size, because you know how you see the pranks, like the portable air tanks, right? Because they're still capable of holding like 35 pounds of pressure.
For what he does, though.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You don't need a lot of back pressure on a home's plumbing system to make things come out of every drain, to include the toilet.
It's
So
very
all you
true.
gotta do is just provide a little bit of backflow. I mean, sure, you're gonna cover yourself in toilet paper and shit, but Angel Hernandez is used to that. What he does is he goes out, he opens up the clean out valve, puts the tank nozzle down in there, and releases the entire contents of that pressurized tank, and then blows out every window in the house because of the back pressure. So he's ruined not only sheetrock, he's ruined tile. A lot of times he's ruined carpet. Like,
Mm.
and it's a
I
physical.
just don't understand how he can consistently get it not just a little bit wrong, not where you could argue it a little bit. It is massively, blatantly, obviously incorrect. And not usually just once. He will blow 2 or 3 calls in the same fucking call.
Yep. Yeah. So here's the thing. It's
I know it's a little bit of a dead horse because we talk about him almost.
it is. It's a dead horse. But that story's got about that story goes on forever into the horizon, kind of like LeBron James's hairline.
That's good. I like that.
But it's one of those situations where you just kind of look at it and you're like, I understand the need for unions, especially in professional sports, but the fact that the umpires union prevents Angel Hernandez from being fired. I mean, there's got to be a way that baseball can punish him, like put him down in the minors, like relegate him, demote him
Like double
to
A,
single A ball.
single A, even better.
I mean,
Are
we're
there any
talking
high school positions?
low. I mean, we're talking low A.
Are there any high school positions open?
No, I mean, it's still professional umpires, because with high school umpires, they just have to be certified by the state. And that
he can't be certified by the state because his baseball knowledge is not there.
I mean, we're not trying to say Angel Hernandez is dumb, but if his baseball IQ were measured against Forrest Gump's normal IQ, Forrest Gump would be given an application and be processed priority 1 for the Mensa Society.
Yep.
I mean,
that's pretty bad.
Next to Angel Hernandez and his baseball IQ, Forrest would have never had to ask Jenny, is he like me? No, he's better, but he's not retarded. Neither are you.
Right.
All right. That being said, let me see here. So the Broncos today, it was unveiled that the Broncos are taking over the next 2 years an $83 million dead space cap hit for cutting Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
And I saw an interesting theory today on the Pat McAfee show that the Vikings are about to pay Justin Jefferson a lot of money. And what you don't see is big wide receiver contracts and veteran quarterback contracts on the same payroll, because it just eats up so much cap space.
Yeah.
So the Broncos are having to pay Russell Wilson to play for somebody else for the next 2 years. Sign Russell Wilson to a $1.84 million deal. And there you go.
Right.
So he's like, or can we say Russell Wilson playing in Minnesota next year? And I got to thinking about that. I was like, you know what? That's a very good theory. I mean, I actually like it, it made me pause long enough to think and go, oh my God.
That would be interesting.
It would. Now, would he be able to make completed passes to Justin Jefferson? That's yet to be, seen. I mean, we're talking about
on how serious he would take the offseason.
Well, yeah, this is true. I mean, it is true. Uh, I'm not I'm not all I'm not on board with the Danger Nunley. I'm thinking TikTok. I'm not on board with Russell Danger Wilson playing anywhere next year. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, obviously he's going to get a job because he just sucks. He's not a polarizing individual like Colin Kaepernick. I know I'm mispronouncing his name and I don't really care.
He's lucky we're talking about him at all.
Right? Somewhere he got a Google notification. Ding. You were just mentioned on. So if we see our viewer count go up by 1, we're going to be like,
We're gonna know why.
afternoon, Mr. Kaepernick.
Kaepernick.
Yeah. I'd be like, we can invite you onto the show. You're going to get trolled. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah, you're very much in enemy territory, but hell yeah, we'll have you on. Bring it on.
I mean, not only do we respect the police, here on this show, but I got a kid who's a cop, so it's
Good luck with that.
it's what's
Bring it out.
for here. You're kind of fucked, buddy.
Fuck the spare parts, bud.
Yeah, the spare parts. But yeah, not a lot else going on. I mean, we're about a week out, I think, from the draft. The only other news that's out there really is Matty Ice officially announced his retirement today. He spent last season in the booth. Yeah, he was okay. Netflix today dropped a trailer announcing a roast of Tom Brady.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
And Tom Brady's like, I'm unroastable. Let's go. Hey, you know what?
Of course, this is not the golden era of the other when they had God, I can't even think of his name right now. Jeffrey, I can't remember his last name. He does every roast.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about. Jeffrey Ross. There you go.
Yeah. No. He was in the trailer. He was in the preview.
He it was him. There were like 3 or 4 guys that were always there. They were they always seemed to do better.
There's that English guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I mean, again, I've got 1,776 reasons to not give a fuck about his name.
They always have Jimmy Carr in there now.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's his name right there. See, we went up. We were up. We had a spike right there. Kaepernick was in there, and he tuned in. He saw my RTIC, and he's like, "Oh fuck, they're Pro 2A."
One of them.
He's like, "I'm not fucking nope, not gonna do it. Nope.
Can't believe these guys.
Fucking these guys said my name. Keep your name out my fucking mouth. Why don't you bring your fro-headed ass up here and show me just how entitled I really am." The Broncos unveiled new uniforms. They're focused on altitude, peaks of Denver, add in 1977 inspired throwback uniform. Yeah, so like the orange monster.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the whole anti-Nike uniform bandwagon right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what Nike did with Major League Baseball this year. They farmed it out to Fanatics, and the uniforms are just atrocious, right?
Yeah.
And then on the New Heights podcast, Jason Kelsey was talking about how he fucking loved the Reebok jerseys because, they put either two-sided tape or they put Velcro on the inside of the jerseys so that way they can stick to the pads to give defensive players or offensive players less to grab, right?
There you go. Yeah.
With the Nike uniforms, the Nike jerseys, they stretch.
Oh,
you get a handful of jersey all day long.
Yeah.
He said whenever there was like the Reebok did the jerseys, you'd never see a holding call. Now that's all you see.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you get a big play for 86 yards. Oh, it's coming back, holding 10 yards.
Yeah. It's like
good God.
every other freaking play, you get a holding call.
Yeah, I mean, you would swear that every NFL game occurs in the deep South because of all the snot rags that end up on the field. And I'm just like, good Lord, enough is enough. Let them play.
Yep. Agree.
But so I've been on the carnivore diet for about what is it, 7 weeks now, almost a full 2 months. I got on the scale this morning, and I have officially lost 20 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what was going on. I think it was water weight or something last night. Cause I mean, like yesterday I got on the scale. The day before I was at 231. And then yesterday I get on the scale and it said 235. And I was like, how's that? How does that work? And then before I went to bed last night, I got on the scale and it said 232. And I'm like, see, what is that? What is going on there? And I'm standing on the same spot every time. And then so this morning I actually got on the scale and it said 230.4.
Nice.
I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Good
I mean,
on
I'm still 30 pounds short from my target, but like this was a big milestone, dude.
That's a good chunk.
I mean, I can wear, my Ranger Up shirt again. Remember that clothing line? Ranger Up.
All too well.
Yeah. So I mean, God, I used to subscribe to their T-shirt of the month club. That shit just got expensive because they just started coming out with some dumb shit. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, this one, it's the long range like demolition squad for the Brits during World War II. Like they fought Rommel. Like this is what the Desert Rats were based off of, right?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, even the Brits in World War II in Africa drove Chevys, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, like I haven't worn this shirt in, I don't know, a couple of years because when you get married, you get happy, you get a little fat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, they let themselves go a little bit after you sign up.
We all do.
It happens.
It happens. But yeah, no, I'm like, all right, cool. This is happening. This is a thing. I'm down with it. So, God, you know what? I'm going to break my own rule here, and yes, that's what I meant. Give me the fuck page. Okay. So it is the playoffs in the NBA. And
finals or the Stanley Cup going on too.
Yeah, and I'm going to touch on the NHL here in just a minute. So the Lakers opened up as the number 7 seed, playing in Denver. And if I remember right, Denver's the defending champions. I think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so. No
clue.
There was videos going around from last night at the ball center where, after ball jars. Anyways, it's quintessentially Colorado, right? It's kind of a thing. Anyway, the crowd in Denver was giving LeBron James hell, and it was a beautiful, glorious sound. And then, there's the obligatory once per game LeBron flop, and then everybody starts booing, and then you go into the comment section and they're like, LeBron says that he could hang with the with the elites of the 80s and 90s. Like Bill Laimbeer would take that kid to school every time they played Detroit.
Dude, there was a TikTok I saw where it was back to like side by side. They would show Kobe getting fucking thrown around that court, and then you would have LeBron and anybody that even like came within inches of him. They didn't even have to touch him, and he would be throwing himself around.
Yeah, like Kobe got tossed into the Bulls bench.
Yeah,
when
Physically,
no, it wasn't the Bulls.
picked up his throat.
It was the Washington Wizards back when Michael Jordan, just before he retired, right?
Yeah. I
And
was
it's
like,
funny to say that because Michael Jordan was in sporting news this weekend, and I'll get to that in just a little bit.
yeah, but he just picked himself up, dusted himself off, and went back on defense.
Dusted himself off. Michael Jordan went over there to like straighten up his uniform, and like they gave each other kind of like an acknowledgement there, right?
Yeah.
LeBron James, like, oh my God, no. To this day, I'm pretty sure I remember very distinctly reading this, that Michael Jordan will not even entertain a phone call from LeBron James.
I hope that's true.
I
Oh,
really
God,
do
I hope that's true.
But the Dallas Mavericks are trailing in their series 1-0 to the LA Clippers. We got to bump those up. We got to fix that.
Yeah.
Milwaukee is leading. No, I think the Milwaukee Bucks won it a couple years ago. Anyways, I digress. They're leading their series 1-0. Minnesota, or no, not Minnesota. Minneapolis. Is it Minneapolis? No. Is it? What is it? Here, hold on. Let me look. This is how little the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah. So yeah, Minnesota Timberwolves are leading the Suns in their series 1-0. The Denver Nuggets are leading 1-0 over the Lakers. The Knicks have caused New York City to lose its fucking mind because they won a playoff game. And they're leading their series 1-0, and they're currently trailing to Philadelphia 65-62 with 6:28 left in the third quarter. But they got time to turn that around. Cleveland is leading their series 1-0, and they are currently up by 22 points in the fourth quarter with 9:09 left in their game. There's no justice in this world if the Lakers do not get bounced again in the first round.
Nope.
I mean, I want the Lakers to get bounced so hard that Ron Artest, aka Meta World Peace, comes out of retirement and challenges LeBron James to an octagon match just because of his suckage level.
Suckage level. Yes.
I mean, because you remember back in like the early 2000s, Ron Artest, dude, he went up into the stands to fight people.
Oh yeah.
Remember, because the NBA told him, like, we're gonna suspend you for a little bit, but you got to go to fucking anger management there, bud.
And we're not talking like on the floor either. Like he was halfway up the freaking stands. He was.
He went up like 4 or 5 rows to fight a guy.
Yeah, he jumped all the way in there.
He most certainly did. Let me see here, and we're going to devote our attentions to hockey right now. The Boston Bruins are tied after 2 periods. Third period's about to start. They're tied at 2 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let me see. I think Boston is leading the series 1-0. Yeah. 1-0. They won game 1, 5-1. Let me, as a Bruins fan, let me spell this out for the guys from Beantown. Not only do you owe it to Bruins Nation to get past the first round, but if you ever get tossed out because of the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs, it will be a decade before those assholes from America's Two-Cat will stop talking shit.
Yeah.
So don't fucking let it happen.
Don't do that to yourselves. Just don't.
Yeah. Don't do it to yourselves. Don't do it to us. I mean, Ray Bork might have to come out of, or Bobby Orr may have to come out of retirement and start slashing throats with a skate, dude. I'm just kind of putting that out there. Just
we don't want to have to go that route. Nobody wants that.
Be better.
Fucking embarrassing.
If you get past the first round, fine, great, awesome. then you can go out quietly. I don't care. Just get past the first round. Last year, you had built up all these hopes, and then you get bounced in the first round by the Florida fucking Panthers. The Florida Panthers. Anyways, promised myself I wouldn't cry. Okay. Anyways, so we've got game 1 tonight for the Dallas Stars against the Vegas Knights, Vegas Golden Knights. Let me, you get it right. Shut up. Got the LA Kings against the Edmonton Oilers. Their game 1 kicks off tonight. Yeah, tonight. The New York Islanders against the Carolina Hurricanes. They are the Islanders are up 3-1 right now in the second period with 3:40 left in the second period. Let me see here. That's basically it for right now. Tomorrow night we've got the Washington Capitals that are trailing in their series to the New York Rangers, 1-0. The Tampa Bay Lightning needs to pull their heads out of their collective 4 points of contact and even their series against the Florida Panthers. Colorado is trailing in their series 1-0 against the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets.
Just let that sink in for a second. Winnipeg.
The only thing that Winnipeg has going for them is their hockey team. Winnipeg. Winnipeg. Really? Come on.
It literally has peg in the name. Just sad. Just fucking embarrassing. I mean, what more can you say to that?
I mean, I'd be willing to put the Sudbury Blueberry Dog, Blueberry, puck fuckers up against the Winnipeg Jets, and we'd have a really entertaining game, especially with the Eds. All right, yeah,
Absolutely.
Ed, yeah, Ed, yeah, Ed, yeah, you're going. Ugh. Come on, give your balls a tug. Jeez. Take your pregame and intermission shits. Just do it and look forward to the game stick. That's all.
That's what they're missing.
They're missing game sticks.
You are.
Oh, right. Bell coming in hot with the gyms. That's right. See, this is why I love that girl. She's up on it. She spot corrects us. It's the gyms. That's right. It's the gyms.
Who's that?
The gyms.
You're right. It is a gym.
The gyms. Yeah.
Why do the Eds sound correct?
I'm thinking Ed and Eddie. I don't know why.
Well, I mean,
I would put the kids from the cul-de-sac up against the Winnipeg Jets too.
I would just say they would fuck some shit up, like for real.
Yeah, especially if you put the Canker sisters in as enforcers. Go in and set the tone, right? The Vancouver Canucks. I mean, that is quintessentially the most Canadian fucking name ever. Yeah, we're the Vancouver Canucks, eh? Like
but
they're leading their series against the Nashville SaberCats 1-0. They play game 2 tomorrow, but yeah. Okay. So with that being said, yeah. All right, so we are going to do copy. We're going to come up here, hit paste, and we are going to send Colin the link. We're going to wait for him to come in. I'm waiting for the big red. There he goes. He read it. And we're ready for you, Mr. Ronan. So I had a conversation with Colin over the weekend about his sound and his ability to hear us clearly. He's going to start plugging headphones into his laptop. I'm going to figure out a way to, I've got a cheapo little soundboard. I think I can give to him. I got to get him a new mic cable, a new mic stand. So that way he can just kind of do his thing and just bring it with him whenever he comes down. So that way I can plug it in here.
I can see that.
Because there's 6 weeks during the summer when he's going to be in studio. So it's going to be nice. We went to go see Civil War last weekend.
What do you think? Because I keep hearing a lot of different things about it.
It was a movie. I mean, as far as films go, I mean, the cinematography was okay. The gunplay, I didn't have too many issues with the technicalities on the gunplay. To me, it was one of those, like, it felt like it was a book that the screenwriter liked, and he or she picked a couple of chapters and just dumped the audience right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like, there was no context as to why we were in a civil war. And there was no context as to why the order was given at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Is there any explanation as to how California and Texas ended up as allies?
None. At all.
Just come on, really?
Yeah. I mean, it did a good job of, from the point of view of, war correspondents or war photographers. I mean, the movie did its job. But honestly, when the credits started to roll, everybody's getting up to leave. I'm just kind of sitting there. I mean, I was numb, and it wasn't because of my body. My system was shocked into numbness, kind of like, like it was at the end of Saving Private Ryan. That we were numb for a reason, because that was our job, and up to that point, that was the most realistic depiction of combat on film.
It's emotional. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, of course, we were emotionally invested in that story, but
right.
There's little things that happen in the movie, like little details. You're just kind of like, okay, this is going to happen. This is fixing to happen. All right, check this out. This is what they're doing here. Kind of a thing. And I don't know. Overall, I would probably give it, I'd maybe give it a 4 out of 10, and that's being generous.
Dang.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody else that we went to go see it with, they said they liked it. They loved it. They were like, "Oh, that was a good movie. I like that movie." Okay. I'm looking at it from more of a technical standpoint.
I gotta grab some. Hang on.
All right. And we are still waiting on Colin to show up. I'm asking Colin if he's trying to get the page to load. But
well, let me ask you this: did you carry any expectations into it?
Based off of what I had read on the various Facebook pages that I know you and I both belong to, like Brotherhood of the Bayonet, Gruntworks, pages like that. I would, I knew that going into it, if you're expecting a war movie, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you go into it with an open mind and a very, very low expectation bar, the the law of averages is going to catch up, and you are probably going to walk out of that feeling better about it than you did before you walked in. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm still conflicted about it. It's nothing that I would pay to see twice, for sure.
Mhm.
Um, it's definitely something that if you're going to watch it and you want, like the sound immersion, you either wait for it to come out on streaming and watch it with your surround sound at home, or you go watch it in a theater and catch a matinee. Or if you belong to AMC or Cinemark, whatever, one of their premium clubs, just use your free ticket for the month and go watch it. Um,
Pata.
well, I mean, I get that they were trying to, I mean, at least I think that they were trying to maybe drive home the point of, the job of a war photographer, and they're trying to drive home the brutality of war, of combat of any kind. But I mean, for me at least, I'm just kind of like, even.
I gotta make this. I gotta call something. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
All right. So, okay, I'm going to continue to talk, but just because we can't do dead air. But I, I mean, it was an okay movie. Would I go to pay see it again? No. Is it something that I would wait until it came out on streaming to watch? Maybe. Then that's just because I've seen it already. But my opinion is mine, and you are obviously very endowed enough in this country to form an opinion of your own. So yeah, I mean, I encourage you to go watch it and go see it, and take from it what you want. Just don't expect a war movie in the sense of what you're expecting a war movie to be, and set the bar of expectation really, really, really low. Um, and you may end up liking it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, let me see here. Waiting on Colin to come in. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, he said it's loading. Sorry. So all right. So we're just waiting on him on it to load. Yeah, so I'm gonna state it again. For those of you who just might be joining us now, check out angrymeproduction.com. Our website is officially up. It's live. It has been launched. I launched it on Tuesday, not Tuesday. I'm sorry. I launched it yesterday on Sunday, and Sunday or Saturday. I can't remember which. I launched it over the weekend, so it is officially live. It is officially out there. Check out our bios. The links to all of our social media, most of our social media platforms are going to be at the top of the page. It's going to have a very basic feel to it, and there's a reason for it. Consider it version 1.0. You never release the final product at launch day. We're going to continuously work on the website. We're going to make it better. We're going to make it more immersive. I'm toying around with the idea of an email sign up. For maybe like a monthly newsletter, maybe some notifications as to when we're going to go live, when we might do public events, kind of a situation. And if you're in the area, feel free to drop by, kind of a deal. And definitely with the merch store, we're going to have a merch store also. The link to the merch store will be put up on our page. but yeah, I mean, definitely hit up our website, give it a give it a browse, and share it. Share the link to it, and let us know what you think. We've got Bell coming in here with the bios are mint. Um, so, yeah, I mean, share the page, give us your feedback. Hit us up. Our email address is down there at the bottom. Also, feel free to DM us on Twitter, Facebook, that kind of a situation. We're open. We're open for for any feedback. I feel like Ricky Bobby all of a sudden. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm in the room by myself. I'm waiting for Colin's page to load. I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm like, I want to go fast. But let me see here. Ed. Let me check to see if the scores have been updated for hockey. Let's see here. Nope. And that's where I'm at. That's what I want to see. All right. And with 10:43 left in the third period, the score is still tied 2-2. Boston, come on. You need to do something with that. Seriously. Yeah. Seriously. Too many men on the ice. How do you have too many men on the ice? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see here. I don't want to go over any news. This I promise this is great. We've got a couple of people watching live right now. The production value for this episode is just it's through the roof. If you're in the comment section, I mean, come on, sound off. Give us something to this is the audience participation section of the show. Yep. So there is that. Because I'm really not trying to give David any excuse to cut the episode down at all with the dead air. Let me see here. I need to have something ready for moments like this. Yeah. Let me see here. A little bit of nerd stuff. I reacquired a copy of Fallout 4 for my Xbox over the weekend. So I'm currently reinstalling that on my Series X. Waiting for the update on that. So that way I can get the next gen update. They're supposed to have some content that's concurrent with the series that's on Amazon. Still haven't watched it. Meant to watch it over the weekend. We just ran out of time. I'm definitely going to watch that the next time that my boys are down here. And let me see. I remember having a conversation with my daughter yesterday about Deadpool and Wolverine. That comes out June 26th instead of September 6th, like Beetlejuice 2 does. So that makes me happy. I can actually try to plan to go see that on opening night now, as opposed to, in September. But definitely makes it a more cost-effective movie outing. Let me see here, because there's just something about seeing Deadpool on a big screen. I remember that I went to go visit my daughter, and there is Colin. Hold on. What is up, guy?
Oh, sorry.
Where's your headphone? You gonna plug those in?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
And he froze. Why did he freeze? Yeah. Okay. And luckily, I can still text him and tell him that, he's frozen. Try unplugging the headphones. I think maybe the headphones, because it went really quiet. These, and he drops out. How awesome is that? At this point, I just want to get him on so that way we can proceed with the show. Let me see here. This is a professional quality, professional caliber show. It's at least if David were here, we'd be able to pick on him to fill the dead air. Okay, so waiting on Chris to put his ears on.
Okay.
I'm telling everybody, I felt like Ricky Bobby, dude. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hand.
That's not bad.
Just to kind of recap the cliff notes here. Final word on Civil War. Don't go into it expecting it to be a war movie. And there's Colin. It says devices not connected. Why is it saying devices not connected? Did you get the laptop to work, or are you on your phone, bud? He's going to try the headphones again. Awesome possum. You can tell that we are absolutely professional.
We know exactly what we're doing at all times.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, so funny thing.
Whoa. Okay. Back up the microphone just a little bit.
Is this better?
Yes,
better?
that sounds so much better.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. I'm not. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like David.
Yeah. All right. So,
dude, Chris. Oh my God, we were listening to last.
Have you listened? Okay, so you go back and listen to our episodes, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. So, have you noticed that David has that propensity to sit there and go, so, and he's like really all up in, and I mean, so Colin is like, we're sitting in the car listening to the episode because he didn't hear like the complete flow of OJ jokes last week, right?
All those right at the beginning.
He's like, whenever David talks, he's just like, it just blows out the speakers, right? It's just so loud. And I was like, give him some hell. What did I tell you to say to him if he were here this week?
God, hold on.
I know exactly what I told you to say, but I'm trying to see if you remember. It's a microphone.
No, it's a microphone, not a dick. Stop. I don't
back off of it, bud.
Back off of it. I remember the premise of the joke, but I didn't. I was like, I couldn't remember word for word.
So I'm just kind of sitting there going, God,
David, I'm sure
I'm driving and I'm trying to have, okay. And so if you're streaming, if you were streaming with us on Twitter, oh, never mind. They fixed it. Okay. Never mind. Okay. All right. I just got a notification that X was having a problem, and I'm like, okay.
So David watches this through before he uploads it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, David, when you're watching this, and when you do, it's a microphone, not a dick. Hop off it.
Yes, sir. That's the stat. That's the savagery of my DNA right there. I'm telling you. Or what's up? So I was talking about when I was struggling, dude. Like the struggle bus was here and it was beeping. Because Chris stepped away. I was waiting on you to come in. So I was running out of stuff to talk about. Talked about how we went to go see Civil War this weekend. Colin said he liked the movie. I'm still kind of out on it. I'm like,
It was. Look, I liked it. Is it a movie I necessarily will probably watch again? No. it's one of those movies where it's just like it was good for what it is. Am I gonna watch it again? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pay money to go watch it again in the theater, but I mean, by all means, if you're going to pay to go watch it, go watch it. If you're going to wait till it comes out on streaming, fine. Form your own opinion. Me, I'm probably about a 4 out of 10, and that's on a generous scale.
And
Don't expect a war movie. I think that they did a pretty good job of not being overly political about their stances
for
on things.
what it was about, I feel like they put a good aspect on what could.
Yeah,
for what it was.
yeah.
For
and like
what
I was
the
saying, they didn't really go into how we got into a civil war in the first place.
the
I mean, at
what
least
the,
a little bit of backstory would
what
be
the
nice.
media what the
Actually,
media
would've been
was.
nice. No,
What the media
remember,
said.
he hasn't seen it yet, Colin, and most of the people watching haven't seen it either. However,
Okay.
I would have liked to have had a little bit of context as to why they gave the order that they gave at the end of the movie concerning the president.
Yeah, I feel, and this is my opinion, and I want to say it's spoil. I wish there was more of the president in the movie, because he's supposed to be set out as a bad guy, but he's like in the movie for a total of like 3 minutes tops.
Yeah, literally, he has like 3 minutes of screen time.
I figured that's how it would be.
Yeah, but
And so what the media is, at least what like the director and all that said, the reason why the war started was because Texas and California said that they could be successful, and the U.S. was like, no, we can't have that. And so
yeah, see,
then
they didn't go. They
war.
didn't go into that during the movie. Like that was not explained at all. All we know is that for some inexplicable reason, that Texas and California decided, hey, you know what? We know that we're opposed to each other ideologically and politically. Let's team up.
Diametrically
Um,
opposed to
yeah.
everything that you believe in, but
It was
yeah,
good. It was good for what it was.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe the reason is that a majority of the residents of California already have moved here.
that's a good point, actually.
So, I don't know. But was talking about Deadpool Wolverine. There's a new trailer dropped out
Yeah.
today.
I haven't seen it yet.
Trailer drops
But
tomorrow also. The trailer is more of a Red Band trailer, which if you know what a Red Band trailer is, it allows profanity. It's a great trailer. It's got Easter eggs in it already, and it has been picked apart by a lot of the experts. The last time when I saw Deadpool 2, went to go visit my daughter. We saw it opening night in IMAX.
Nice.
So you know that scene where he gets like, the lower half is regenerating and he does the whole Sharon Stone thing. We've got
brain, did you?
we saw Wade Wilson's regenerative bits all up in our face. Because
awesome.
IMAX, it's just there.
Well, they're
they're
human size at that point.
Dude, I mean, we're talking about like, how can I say this gently? There would be a lot of corn actors that would be envious of the size on an IMAX screen. Yeah. And they were doing like holographic bookmarks, right? Dude, we walked out of there and you could tell like the level of not give a shit for these theater employees, because like we took damn near the whole stack. And I don't think that we have any of them remaining. Like, not that they'd be worth anything, but still, it was hilarious. Anyways.
Awesome.
So all right. Now that the three of us are here, Colin, I have given out we have premiered the website, so you can talk about it with your friends at school now. You've already been talking about it, haven't you?
No, see, I have those friends that will give me the world of crap if they ever saw this podcast. So
Because
my
their
friend-
lives are mundane, boring, and they've got nothing else better to do than try to tear you down to make themselves feel better. Oh, that checks out.
yeah, my friends are dicks. So, but to be fair, I am one too.
And you come by it honestly. So, but hey, let them know that the website's out there. Give them, hey, share the link. Because the more traffic that we get on this website, the better. And just let them know, hey, check out the show. Before you pass judgment, before you decide to say one thing, just let them know that God knows what they do in the bathroom. God's watching.
He knows.
And if they don't want you to make that public, they're going to give us a shot. Kind of putting that out there. To all you prepubescent, teenage, angsty little, hey, I'm more savage than the average adult. Don't call me a boomer. I'm not that old. But technically we're Gen X, right? Chris?
Yeah.
I thought you were millennials.
No.
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 No, no, no.
No. Gen X.
I'm too old to be a millennial.
I mean, as Gen Xers,
Right on the cusp,
so many different apocalypses. You might want to think twice before, opening up that Pandora's box, because once it's open, you really can't close it.
No, yeah, you are Gen X.
Yeah.
Gen X goes from 1965 to 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah, figured.
Mm-hmm. See, we were old enough to remember a time in this country when the rest of the world shook in fear because of a particular president by the name of Ronald Reagan.
Just invoking his name was enough.
Yeah, invoking his name was more than enough. I mean, every time you spoke his name around Mikhail Gorbachev's, ears, that little birthmark on his head got redder.
It started throbbing.
It did. It started throbbing. And we're not talking like throbbing in like the good, like erotic way either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Fear.
I mean, it to the point where he was like, democracy and capitalism, it's a good thing. We'll bring to country. Remember,
dude, I've been playing that.
It used to be a thing. What?
I've been playing that Armor Core game.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. So Colin got a belated birthday present from the in-laws this weekend. He went to GameStop and was given the opportunity to buy anything that he wanted, and he settled on the newest Armor Core game for his PlayStation. Yeah,
and it's pretty good.
I was like, why don't you get Helldivers? And he goes, man, it looks fun, but I don't know if I want to waste $70 on it. I was like,
well, I'm like, do I really want to waste somebody else paying for a game on Helldivers? No, I mean,
if anything, that would be the time to do it.
See, but I could get a better game without me spending money.
Better than Helldivers?
Are you playing Helldivers, Chris?
I have it. I haven't been able to spend much time with it, but yeah, I have it.
Well, so the Armor Core is pretty fun. It's fighting robots. You fight in a robot against bigger robots. So
back the microphone up just a little bit, bud.
It's fair enough.
Is that better?
That is much better. Yeah.
That was cool the first time I saw it when it was called Mech Warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and here we are. rising from the smoke and haze of desolation. It's much too foggy.
It's too foggy.
But it's a Ronin, bent on wrongdoing that which has been said right. But here, for your ears and your eyes, even to feast upon, I mean, it's somebody's genetic code. But ladies, gentlemen, angry faithful, all ages, it's that time again for Joke Time with Colin.
Let Chris get his headphones on.
And we're back.
Okay.
Sorry. Lay it on me.
How did Helen Keller burn her face?
Oh, God, I know this.
She answered the iron.
Question.
Yes.
How would she know the phone was ringing?
See, I knew somebody was gonna ask that question, and I had an answer ready.
Till now.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a deaf phone. Maybe she had a vibrator. I don't know. Every time the phone rang.
Set it on vibrate. Yeah.
That is not what he just said.
Well,
What I said. If you would have let me spoken, I said
okay. Let you speak.
Let you
speak.
spoken.
Shut up. English is dumb. So,
I just speak.
anyways, as I was saying, I said
All
maybe
right,
she had a
Barbar, go for it.
vibrator for every time the phone rang, vibrated.
Okay. Okay. All right. See, like I said, she had it on vibrate with just extra steps. Yeah.
That I don't think he gets the joke.
I get it. God. Just shut up and do your jokes.
He's trying to save you from yourself.
No, it's too late for that.
Helen Keller walks into a bar, and a table, and a few chairs.
God damn it.
Hey, you know how she burned the other side of her face, though?
They called back.
They called back. Yeah.
That
That was it. You only brought 2 bangers. Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, they're not bad.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I got one more.
Oh, here we go.
This is how telling a knock joke to Helen Keller would go. Knock knock.
I knew it was coming. You knew it.
Oh man.
I knew it.
And just like that,
Yeah.
without God or care for your moral well-being, you unfortunately have been witness to yet another traumatic episode of this guy's genetic code assaulting your soul without consent. It's so violent. I just don't know what to do. But, ladies, gentlemen, again, angry faithful of all ages, this was Joke Time with Colin. I'm just gonna have to break down and buy like one of those AI programs or AI apps that like does different celebrity voices.
You know what?
Because of the tone of my voice, it is almost damn near impossible. I have been trying for like the last week to figure out just even the first couple of words of speaking like Morgan Freeman.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta put my intro and outro on a t-shirt.
Dude, that is a lot of text, man.
Yeah. Or wait, like maybe it could be like two separate. No. Front and back.
Or we could paraphrase like a Ronin making wrong that which was set right. Or we could just say making wrong with that which was set right. And we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like that. I want that on a sticker.
Wrongdoing that which was set right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so there was a race yesterday in Talladega. It was actually a weekend of racing in Talladega. And I had I swear to God. My dog is in the he's on the shit list right now. I let him out. And dude, I've got chicken wire that lines the bottom of my wrought iron fence in my backyard because my HOA sucks.
Is that Harry?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like Bella.
Nope, that was that. Well, that Bella, yes, but Harry started the whole thing. You know,
Huh.
Bella is my sister-in-law's 15-year-old dog that just she's like the old person sitting on the porch. She just barks because she hears other people barking. 9 times out of 10, like she'll bark and
no idea why.
She no idea why. She's like, what? Huh? Hey?
And
Oh,
just like Helen Keller, she's too deaf to hear when people tell her to shut up.
she's like, okay. Yeah. Anyway, so he hopped through the fence, like, because my dog is skinny enough, he got through the rails. Like, he didn't go under the fence, he went through the fence. And I'm like, because I went outside and I saw him on the other side of the fence. I was like, get in here now. And he's looking for a place to go through the fence. And I'm like, I stood there. He knew not to try to walk around to the front door. He knew that he was in trouble, because when my dog knows that he's in trouble, he limps back to the door with his right, his right hind leg up. He's like, oh, but I'm hurt. You can't do anything. And I'm like, he come up there, he comes back to the front door, or to the back door with his leg up, and I was like, and he tries to get past me, and I punted him with my toe.
Nope.
And then as I'm eating, I'm eating my steak in the kitchen for dinner. He's sitting there at my feet, like expecting me to drop him a vittle, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my kitchen.
Not today.
Go away. Yeah, normally I'll give him a piece, kind of a thing. But I'm like, no.
Yeah, when you made that Korean beef, he was over there begging at me. I'm like, get out of my face, dog. You ain't getting none of this.
Right. Yeah. So my mom found this Korean beef recipe, and it's like the most favorite thing that she makes, that, for Colin. But so he was like, I want Korean beef for my birthday. And I'm like, okay. So I got the recipe and made an attempt to make it, and it went over well. So I'm like, hey, look at me.
There you go.
I'm like, I couldn't eat it though. I can't. I mean, I want to, because it's really good, but it's got brown sugar in it, and I can't have sugar.
Yep.
So I'm like, sucks, but it is what when I hit my goal weight, when I hit 200, I'm going to have the cheat day of cheat days.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then you're gonna regret it the next day.
Sick. I'm gonna make myself sick, because I'm gonna gorge myself on Haribo and fucking bread.
Just don't do the sugar-free ones.
No.
Are you gonna have a hamburger with buns?
I'm gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich. I know for damn sure. Peanut butter and banana. Are you kidding me? Shit. Anyways, so getting back to NASCAR, so the Cup race yesterday, we were listening to it. It seemed kind of like a little bit of a lackluster race. With the with this new car, it's very aero dependent, which, I mean, at Talladega, aero dependency is, I mean, it's always going to be the thing. But with this new car that NASCAR's making the teams run, it's gone from speed and attrition to fuel mileage at a super speedway race. And drivers hate it. They so it's like,
super speedway is about one thing.
Yeah, it's about hot, nasty speed.
Yeah.
So, but with with yesterday's race, I mean, you had your comers and goers. You had a lot of guys leading laps. I mean, I think there was like 73 lead changes during yesterday's race.
Damn.
Well, the record is 88, and that was back in 2016, I think it was. But Ford has yet, going into yesterday, Ford has yet to win a race in any of the top 3 series at all this year. Ford has been shut out of victory lane all 10 races so far this year. But and it looked like they were getting their shit together yesterday. I mean, it was funny because I told you last week when we're talking about these restrictor plate races, these super speedway races, the manufacturers like to team up, right? And Toyota's pitting with Toyotas, Chevys with Chevys, Fords with Fords.
Yeah.
Well, late in the race, Denny Hamlin led a lot. I mean, a majority, I think actually all of the Toyotas that were on the lead lap, led them down pit road during green flag stops. They get out, they get bunched up again, and they're starting to, get organized, and they're running single file trying to catch the lead draft. They got fresh tires, fuel tank, full tank of fuel, and they're running single file. Well, the problem is that if you're tandem drafting, which is just 2 cars, locking bumpers, you can get away with that through the turns.
Right.
But when you start going 3, 4 cars trying to lock bumpers, those cars in the middle, the person behind the steering wheel is not driving that car.
Yeah, he's just along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. He's along for the ride. So Bubba Wallace, in true Bubba Wallace fashion, he sent Eric Jones around and took out Denny Hamlin. Actually, he took out all but 2 of the Toyotas that were on the lead lap.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh boy.
Where are his apologists now?
Oh, they're still making excuses. Oh, it's Talladega and he's still haunted by the whole garage pull down. Shut up.
God.
And Fox did, like, Fox and NASCAR's social media platforms, they did the whole flashback to that weekend where all the teams pushed Bubba's car to the front as a shine of solidarity. Like, and then he gets out and he's like, oh, I know it's not what it was supposed to be, what I'm telling everybody that it was, but I'm going to cry because I'm a victim. Look, it's got nothing to do with racism. It's feigned indignation. It's
over a complete non-issue.
Yeah, it's convenient victimhood at a time when it was popular. Because why? Oh, I can get shit done. The one thing that came out of that entire deal was that NASCAR had officially banned fans from flying the Confederate flag in the camping areas and in the infield. If you are caught with a Confederate flag at a NASCAR event, you will be asked to take it down. And if you do not take it down, you will be asked to leave. Yeah. Now, I'm not a huge, I get I get that the flag has become synonymous with, A, B, and C. I get it. I also subscribe to the heritage, not hate thing, because contrary to what modern academia might try to lead you to believe, the Civil War was not fought because of slavery.
Exactly.
So do your homework on that. Form an opinion. Yeah, form an opinion that is educated, and we'll start entertaining. But moving on. So I was happy, pleased as punch to see Denny Hamlin wreck out of the race.
I mean, that is the one good thing that came out of all of that.
It really was. I mean, and then and then the Ford started started to show up there at the end. Michael McDowell and Tyler Reddick, who drives the 45 car for 2311 Racing. Michael Jordan, told you he was going to be in the news.
There he is.
He's co-owner of that car. And Michael McDowell and Tyler Reddick were just trading back. I mean, they were trading haymakers, going back and forth, exchanging, fighting over who's going to be leader. Brad Keselowski was giving Michael McDowell pushes. Chase Elliott was giving Tyler Reddick a push. Noah Gragson came home third in his career best finish at Talladega.
Yep.
So, the Fords really started to show up. They really started to show out. I think the law of averages, because they on Sirius XM, they do a post-race show where the fans can call in. And I called in and I got on the air. So I was like, okay. Normally I told him, I said, normally I'm a Hendrick Motorsports guy. I'm unabashedly have not been afraid of showing that. I said, if I found myself really pulling for the Fords there towards the end of the race, just because, one, they'd been kind of locked out of, been shut out of victory lane. And, just the Fords really, they run strong at these super speedways. And I said, because, if you remember a few years ago when Chevy made some changes to the Camaro body, the Chevy teams, they had a hard time for like the first third of the season. And then after that, once they got the notes figured out on the adjustments for these cars, they started winning races.
I say once they hit it, it started hitting hard.
Yeah. It started hitting hard. I think they made the body change the year that Chase Elliott won the championship. And then the following year, Kyle Larson won it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last 2 years, Ford have been home of the, they've been the manufacturer for the champion, Joey Logano, and then Ryan Blaney last year. They both drive Fords, but Ford came out with a new body style this year, the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. It's got a different front end. It's more of it's kind of more of a retro feel, more of a square nose. Which I like it. I like the look of it, but just as far as how it relates to aerodynamics on the track, they've been struggling. And they're going to be strong at Daytona. They're going to be strong at Talladega when they go back to these tracks. But these super speedway tracks are not going to be the exception to the rule for the Ford teams this year. They're going to get it figured out. They're going to, I think it's Martinsville next weekend or Dover. I think they're going to Dover next weekend. I'll double check that here in just a minute. But people like Brad Keselowski, he's won 6 times at Talladega, and he was contending for the win. He was running second behind Michael McDowell. And, there was a lot of people that called into that show that were just bashing on Brad, talking about how he caused a wreck again, caused Ford a victory, blah, blah, blah. And if you look at the footage of that finish as they're coming to the checkered flag, Brad Keselowski out-strategized Michael McDowell. He was braking, sticking his nose out from behind McDowell's car, and he was He wasn't putting a bumper to him at all. He was not drafting him, not bump drafting him, not giving him any help. He was going from the top to the bottom. Michael McDowell, he blocked to the top of the track. He blocked to the bottom of the track. And then when Brad Keselowski tried to go back up, Michael McDowell made too much of an adjustment and spun himself, basically. And it just, he collected Brad Keselowski a little bit, slowed him down just enough to where Tyler Reddick got around Brad Keselowski and basically stole one. I mean, they were coming to the finish line. But I mean, Ford still had a decent showing. I mean, like I said, they had, let me get the results here. So Tyler Reddick finished first in the Toyota. Brad Keselowski finished second still. Noah Gragson, like I said, he finished third place. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who traditionally runs very well at the super speedway races, he finished fourth. He came home fourth in his Chevy. Alex Bowman was the standard bearer for Hendrick Motorsports. He finished fifth in the 48 Allied Camaro. Anthony Alfredo, who a lot of times anytime he gets on TV a lot, it's usually because he got into a wreck. and the thing about his car and his team, they run the number 62 car. Now he also runs a considerable schedule in the Xfinity. I think he runs full time in the Xfinity, but his team, it's called R Motorsports, OUR, as in ours, the possessive version of the word, right? Mm-hmm. They employ one full-time employee. They run a limited schedule on the Cup Series. And you know, let me see here. Cup Series. Yeah, where did it go? Yeah. Okay. So, but they run Daytona and they run Talladega on the Cup Series. So, you know, when they get their cars, you know, they hire a bunch of people part-time, they pull them from different Xfinity teams, things like that, kind of like on loan. He showed up yesterday, brought his machine home sixth, got himself a top 10, got a good take-home purse for his race team, his car owners, and you know, I mean, that was a good day for him. I mean, because he started 24th.
Oh wow!
Yes, I mean, he did really well for himself on Sunday. William Byron came home seventh in the 24 Chevy for Hendrick Motorsports. Todd Gilliland came home eighth. Daniel Hemrick driving the 31 Chevy, he came home ninth, and Harrison Burton driving the 21 Wood Brothers Ford came home 10th. Martin Truex Jr. 11th, Chase Briscoe 12th, Ross Chastain 13th, Ryan Preece 14th, Chase Elliott 15th. Chase Elliott was contending for the win there. Once he got up front, they got their pit sequences figured out and everything like that. His car was strong. He got kind of bottled up there at the end whenever they started wrecking at the end of the race, coming to the checkered flag, and he ended up coming home 15th. Josh Berry drives the number 4 car that used to be Kevin Harvick's last year. He finished 16th. Carson Hocevar finished 17th. Corey LaJoie 7th. Now, if you look at, those two are teammates, Hocevar and LaJoie. Now, Corey LaJoie's car went up onto the safer barrier, and the bottom of his car was visible to the people in the stands. He rode the safer barrier backwards across the start-finish line. And Carson Hocevar had Corey LaJoie's car pinned up on the safer barrier. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube, check it out.
Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, it's kind of
Russell Stain is taking notes. Be like, I could top that.
yeah. You know, and it's almost like they
It's not a competition. Well, it is a competition, but not like
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's almost kind of like they said, Hey, Austin Dillon, you remember when you threw a tire and into the crowds at Daytona? This is how you do that with style and not kill anybody."
right.
Like, well, that took a dark turn real quick.
Apparently, there is a right way to do it.
Right, there's the right way to do it. This is how you make one of those glitches in iRacing happen in real life.
There you go.
Joey Logano finished 19th, Ryan Blaney 20th, Kyle Larson came home in 21st position. Kyle Larson wasn't able to qualify. He wasn't allowed to qualify because his car didn't pass inspection, and it was because of a roof rail.
What?
Yeah. And so he was told you have to do a pass-through penalty when the green flag drops. So he immediately went a lap down. But he stayed a lap down. And then when the first caution flew for the into stage 1, he got back on the lead lap. And he actually got as high as, I think, 3rd or 4th yesterday.
So it's not bad. That's
No, I mean, he had a strong car. He just, he needs to figure it out.
I got caught up in it.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to put it together.
Yeah.
So, okay. So my physics teacher finally graded my exam for last week. Let me do this real quick. I'm curious. I want to see. I want to see my grade. So we're going to learn the same time I learn.
Another world premiere.
Yeah, another world premiere. So how did I do? I got an 88 on it. That's fine. It's whatever.
Hey,
are you kidding me? And I still got one of the top scores.
C's getting degrees.
Wow. That's okay.
This make you feel better.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That works for me. I guess. I mean, I'm not.
That's where you're supposed to be. Infantry leads the way.
And dude, here's the deal. I'm not down with the 88 though, man. I'm not, because like now I've got a 90. I went from a 93 to a 90 because of the 88 just now. Yeah. Well, I've got one test left. It's the final, and
that's where most of the credit goes.
Yeah, and see, the thing about it, my physics teacher, love her to death. She's a great teacher. I know I'm not saying that because I doubt very seriously she's listening, so I'm saying that of my own fruition. She said that the final can replace one of the grades from your previous exams if you want it.
Oh.
And I did score an 86 on the second exam of the semester, so I think,
depending on how it goes.
Yeah. So I mean, considering it was like transference of heat and thermodynamics and all that other garbage, I'll take the 88. I mean, I would have loved to have had a 90, but hey, one of the top scores in the class.
Yeah. Dude, it's physics and you passed with flying colors.
Yeah, I know, but I'm hard on myself, man. You know this.
I know.
Bell knows this. Colin definitely knows this. I'm hard on myself. But getting back to NASCAR, so Ty Gibbs finished 22nd. Austin Cindric finished 23rd. Cody Ware 24th, and Prosper, Texas's Chris Buescher came home 25th. I'm not going to go down all 38 entries, with the exception of the fact that Bubba Wallace Denny Hamlin, and Christopher Bell in that order finished last 36, 37, and 38th.
Love it. Yeah, love to see it.
Love to see it. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Right?
But yeah, so let me see here. Next week, they are going to Dover for the Monster Mile. It is the Worth 400 at Dover Motor Speedway. Catch it on Fox Sports 1 or FS1. It's going to be PRN picking up the broadcast this coming weekend, which is the Performance Racing Network. You can also listen to it on SiriusXM in your car or on the app. That race starts at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So just be on the lookout for that race. Catch it. The races at Dover are fun to watch. After that, they're going to be going to Kansas and Darlington Raceway on the 12th of May for Throwback Weekend. That's going to be fun. And then the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway is going to be on the 19th of May. So that's going to be doubly fun. I'm going to have to listen to the All-Star race again on the radio. That's going to be the Saturday night race. Actually, you know what? It might be a Friday night affair. I'm not sure. Let me see here. May 19th. Double check my calendar here. No, it's a Sunday. And it's the Sunday I'm taking the boys back to their mother. So I'm going to be listening to the All-Star race. Yeah. See, what's funny.
It's just not the same. Like, it's nice. It's cool.
It is cool because, I mean, like I said, MRN and their crew of commentators, they nailed it yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, what looked like to be a relatively ho-hum race. I mean, they added that spark of excitement to it. Like, I mean, I'm genuinely like kind of glued to my seat while I'm in the car driving down 45. But you know, I'm
and that's challenging to make it that exciting when.
Now, there was a debate a couple of years ago. Yeah, there was a debate a couple of years ago. I forgot who said it, but somebody was saying something about, you know, MRN speak, you know, when they talk about bumper to bumper, it's usually like a car length or two. And Dave Moody, who usually makes the call for MRN out of turns 1 and 2, he's got his own show, Sirius Speedway, during the week on the NASCAR channel. And he took exception to that. He's like, yeah, that's not cool. And he had the guy that made the comment on his show, and he's like, yeah, so here's the thing, and just really didn't back down. And, you know, obviously the professionalism kind of prevailed there, and both of them acquiesced. And yeah, there was an apology issued, but it wasn't by Dave Moody. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
You know, I mean, for me, it's kind of like watching baseball on TV. I like listening to it on the radio. You know, it's definitely more entertaining to be there in person, obviously.
Yeah.
Watching it on TV, yeah, I mean, okay, just because you really you get more of a, I mean, it's obviously the visual thing, right?
Yeah.
But listening to things on the radio, it's very subjective and it's very dependent on who's calling it. You know, for you, Chris, as a Rangers fan, Eric Nadel on the Rangers radio network. For me and Colin, it's Joe Castiglione calling Red Sox games on the radio. But listening to, you know, the guys on MRN and PRN call NASCAR races, I mean, they do very good jobs. Very good jobs. And for, you know, I mean, especially when you're driving as much as I do on the weekends, and you know, you don't have the luxury of sitting your butt in front of the TV and consuming the race that way. A lot of times, especially with the way that Fox has been doing their coverage here lately, well, I mean, I say Fox. That's pigeonholing Fox, but the TV coverage just in general has been a little lackluster
Yeah.
You know, and that's with everything: football, baseball, hockey, basketball. Um, I I find myself really just settling in and loving the radio call.
Well, it's almost a nostalgic feel to it. It's
It,
just
it-
something about that radio feel that, and especially if you're lucky enough to get it on an AM dial.
oh yeah,
It sounds
absolutely.
weird, but
Yeah. I mean,
but
and
being able to get it on
they were
the AM,
giving shout outs to some of the AM radio stations that still, carry MRN, but
yeah.
I mean, they're talking about like the flamethrower, which, that harkens back to on AM. AM stations can have a booster to boost their signal.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember the days when Rush Limbaugh used to talk about that all the time. And,
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, that was
here at the EIB network, we
yeah,
have
here in town, the
modulation.
WOAI was the freaking was a torch, man. You could get that thing anywhere.
Yeah,
You're talking 3, 4, 5 states away.
right. Exactly. So, I mean, but in the days of satellite radio, with mixing that with terrestrial radio, it's really, it has lost a little bit of that flair, so to speak.
Yeah.
But when you break it down to its basic chemical composition, I mean, I would almost prefer listening to the radio broadcast as opposed to sitting there in the living room trying to watch it. I mean, there's been kind of an anti Clint Boyer movement going on here lately, because Clint Boyer, he's in the booth with for the Fox broadcasts, and there's a lot of people that are like, hey, Clint Boyer needs to quit talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's my daughter. She goes, my coworkers and regulars are getting used to me always playing WEEI anytime there's a game going while I'm at work. WEEI is the sports network and home of the Red Sox radio network. So anytime that there's a Red Sox game on while she's at work, she's usually listening to WEEI. And see, that's my girl right there. And so apparently, yeah, and that reminded me some random ass story. Squirrel. When shortly after I got engaged, and I asked Mindy to marry me on the field at Fenway Park. My daughter, I gave her a Dustin Pedroia jersey back in the day, right? And she was wearing it to work, and apparently the daughter, if I can recall the story correctly, the daughter of one of the owners of the Red Sox came into her vape shop. And Belle was talking about, she had commented on the jersey, and Belle was like, yeah, my dad, blah, blah, blah. And my dad got engaged on the field of Fenway. Apparently she knew about it. Like she had heard about it somewhere.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, to me, that was cool. But at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, the fucking owners knew about it. Where's my fucking swag?
Up.
Don't
you guys know anything about marketing?
Oh, it was okay. So the sister of one of the owners, and it was the ice cream shop downtown. Okay, yeah. So I'm like, still,
yeah.
Like if the owners knew about it,
like there's a connection.
Come on. I mean, obviously this year I don't want any of the team jerseys because they're all made by Fanatics and they're shit. But I mean,
throwback uniform or something.
Not necessarily even a throwback, just
anything that's
just plan a weekend when the team is home in town and they're playing somebody that there's no doubt in any parallel universe that they're going to beat, and fly me and my family up to fucking Fenway for a game.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Like, like an anniversary present. That would be awesome.
Right? Ooh,
just kind of throwing that out there. Oh, so it was on Twitter and she saw our tweets. Oh, okay. But still,
the point is there's a
she
connection.
needs to drop a bug in her brother's ear.
Right?
Oh, shut up. Good Lord, cat.
Your pets are so abused.
Fuck that cat. I mean, Oh Lord. You know, and this is gonna hurt my daughter's heart, but I'm like, I can't wait for these cats to shuffle off of this mortal coil.
Move on.
Yeah, move on. Yes, we're not saying I want the cats to die. No. I want them to transcend to a higher level of physicality.
A higher plane of existence.
Yes, thank you. Higher plane of existence, exactly. Because I don't want a cat box in my house anymore.
Yeah, understandable.
I mean, cats are possibly the most lowest maintenance animal on the face of the earth, but I'll take a damn dog over a cat any day because cats are just freaking nasty.
Teach
I
them
say that in the same breath. I have to like make sure that the dogs aren't sticking their head in the cat box for any kind of like treats. I'm like,
Tootsie Roll treat.
you know,
Oh, crunchy Tootsie Roll.
oh, you know, it's like,
Tastes like gravel.
yeah. Belle says as I sit here with my 3 cats and idiot dog.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, okay, so my in-laws, they have a rescue dog. This dog was abandoned, was bullied by, you know, her litter mates, brothers and sisters, kind of a thing, right? This dog has serious separation anxiety problems. And anytime the in-laws come back in, like we go somewhere or they come back into the house, this dog is yelping at their feet. Like it's almost like she's telling them off, like, how dare you leave? You're not leaving. And she won't shut up. She won't shut up until one of them is sitting on the couch and she hops up in their lap.
Oh God. Spoiled ass dog.
And with my wife's dog, Daisy, like, good God, don't get she'll sit there and post up on the back of the couch. And
I've seen it.
She watches the front door. And anytime the Life's 360 notification sound goes off on somebody's phone, she perks up and she runs over to the door that comes in from the garage. And she has this high-pitched whine.
The whole
They're going, I'm like, I would take I would gladly take 72 hours of straight deafening tinnitus over listening to that. And it just keeps
remarkably similar.
It keeps getting worse. Right? I mean, at least the tinnitus. I mean, the dog. Yeah. I mean, the Song of My People. I know all of the bars. I know the bridge. I'm well versed in the chorus. I get it. Yeah. So Belle says mine will be whining while laying on me because I'm not paying 100% attention to her. Yeah. See, I'm like, where? You know, they say that dogs start to emulate their owners, right?
Right.
That is not true.
Oh yeah, I got my dog right here, and sometimes, you know, Gorilla Pet. If I don't continue petting her, she's like with her paw on my arm, scratching at it. And I'm like,
oh, I hate that.
So she'll grab your hand and like pull it back.
Yep, exactly. And I'm like,
see, Harry, you give him any kind of attention, you scratch him behind the ear, you pet him, whatever, and you immediately, as soon as you take your hand off, the first thing he does, he licks his dick. And then he hops down and rubs it into the carpet.
It's his way of saying thank you.
Apparently. But it's like, you know, they say that pets start to emulate the behaviors and, you know, take on the patterns. I'm like,
I have seen you do that before.
God damn, dude. Okay. All right. Okay. Rubbing it in the carpet is one thing, but like
I was impressed how flexible you could be.
I'm not flexible like that. I'm flexible, but I'm not that flexible. I'm athletic, but I'm not freakishly athletic.
Listen,
kinda-
just because you couldn't reach it all the way didn't mean you didn't give it the old college try.
Dude, that's why I had to stop eating milk bones, man. Because I started to chase cars and I kept falling off the couch because I would try to lick my balls, dude. I mean, come on.
Was that before or after you started the carnivore diet?
Oh, it was way before. It was years. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my wife, she was like, "You eat milk bones?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's just nothing but protein."
I mean,
But she was like, "Oh, that's
roughage is
you're gonna have
roughage, right?
you're gonna have to stop that because I mean, back when I had good knees and I could still chase I could I could duck and weave and not get hit when I dart out into traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason that you have the chicken wire. Not for the dogs, for you.
Right. Yeah. And Bell bringing back an oldie but a goodie with the urban legend of Marilyn Manson.
There you go.
They're like, I remember back in the 90s, and I'm talking about like when she was born, the 90s. There was a rumor going around that he had his floating ribs taken out just so he could fillet himself.
Dude, that wasn't even like that was gospel truth when we were growing up, too. It wasn't
Right.
even
And then it got
was
debunked in the biggest way possible. I mean, like huge debunked. Like, have you seen Marilyn Manson lately? Like
not lately.
the dude is fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He did not age well.
He filled out in a major way. That is true.
Yeah,
This is
Oh.
me saying it.
and I had to send Belle this TikTok today. I saw it. This guy was talking about how Kim Kardashian or somebody like that, I think, I forget, was saying something about Taylor Swift's not that interesting, kind of a situation. And or no, it was Courtney Love. Courtney Love said something about Taylor Swift not being interesting or whatever.
She's still alive?
Right. And he goes, "Well, that's kind of funny because had Kurt Cobain been any less interesting, we'd have had like 12 new Nirvana albums to listen to." It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely.
And she did it. She did it.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt, she did it.
She got him.
She absolutely OJ'd him.
She Bill Cosby'd him with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, I mean, she started to show her true colors a little bit, especially when Kurt Cobain's daughter came of age and she was able to access the trust fund that Kurt set up for her. And Courtney Love was shut out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, she was pissed.
Yep.
So, I mean, and we were I remember the day that got the day that was announced, that Kurt Cobain had died, because we lived an hour out of Seattle about that time, because that was my dad's last duty station, was up in Washington State.
Oh, man.
And so, I mean, I was up there during that whole Seattle sound thing, right? Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Nirvana. I mean, the whole grunge era. I was up there for that whole thing.
Nice.
Right. And the music was so good. But yeah, I remember the day that happened. So I was in the 8th grade when that happened, when that went down. No, I was in the 9th grade when that went down. Yeah, I was in the 9th grade when that happened. But yeah, it did. I mean, all these girls in school, they were just like crying. And of course, you got all the jocks. They're sitting there going, yeah. So Frances got control. See, Belle is she's the authoritative end all to be all of all things Kurt Cobain. Frances got control. Frances, being Kurt Cobain's daughter, got control of everything involving her dad's estate the second she turned 18. And Courtney's she's been locked out of it.
Yeah.
So, which is good because
Couldn't have happened to a better person.
I'll be in there in a minute. We're fixing to land this plane. Sorry.
I say we're just over 2 hours.
Yeah, we're here at the 2 minute or 2 hour and 5 minute mark. But yeah, so let me see here. I bought a brand new. I didn't buy a brand new copy. I rebought Fallout 4, the physical copy for my Xbox. I'm reinstalling it because I had the Game of the Year edition years ago.
Yeah.
So I had all the DLC for it. I'm waiting for the next gen update.
25th.
Yeah. So
And-
it's supposedly supposed to be free.
So in 3 days. So.
Yeah. So in 3 days.
Yeah,
I'm not going to touch it until then. So but,
I revisited and went back to Fallout 3
yeah.
and started playing through that. And it is significantly harder than I remember it being.
Dude, a lot of the old school games are, man.
Holy shit, that thing is hard compared
Dude,
to
like
Fallout
the-
4.
Fallout
Some of the old school Nintendo
Four,
games,
hold
like
your
the
hand.
original- Yeah,
Four,
like go ahead, Colin.
besides 76, okay, out of the good games, 4 is definitely the easiest.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah,
But
like- I'm sitting there like when I refurbished my original NES and I started playing some of the old games, like I'm sitting there going, this shit wasn't this hard when I was a kid.
Right. Exactly. Of course, your reflexes were a lot better back then too.
Right. Well, that is the fact that we've evolved and we're used to so many more buttons. And and if you remember the original NES controllers, not only were the original NES controllers indestructible,
Oh, they were
but there
bricks.
was such a lag time on the buttons.
oh yeah, dude, I remember beating the first level of Rocketeer and being so happy.
Yeah, like because I've got that game cartridge, I've got the Rocketeer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's an underrated movie, and the game was right up there with it, right?
Okay.
And
The
like I
game was
remember,
so
like when I was
hard.
a kid, I rented the Rocketeer like 2 weekends in a row because I wanted to beat that game, and I finally did, and I was like, yeah, I beat the game, dude. I found it, I bought it as an adult because I'm like, hell yeah, this game, I freaking jam out on this game, dude. I go to throw it in, and I'm like, what the?
You never,
Is
you
it me?
never,
Am I remembering that differently?
you never really appreciate saves until you go and play a game without saves.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, when once you throw a cartridge, and I say cartridge, when you throw a cartridge in a game console that's got no battery backup, bro, that's like I mean, that was the thing too, because it was like with NES games when Zelda came out with the battery on it. Yeah, people lost their mind. You're like, wait a minute, I mean, I don't have to play for hours at a time. I could just save it, and it's there.
right.
Yeah. The same thing with the original Final Fantasy that came out on the NES. I mean, the game itself was not that big, but it just took forever.
Just going back to a game now that has save points is so weird.
It is, and it's like,
You know what's funny? I had no idea saves were a thing for a while because just like Dad, I grew up with NES. I had that in my
that's because
room.
that's all that I would let you play on. Because
Yeah.
I had the 360 when you started getting into gaming.
Yeah, and then when I started the 360, I had no idea that saves were a thing. So I would always click new game until Dad finally told me, click continue. And I'm like, I click it and I'm like,
This is
What?
really off.
See, when Colin was born and we brought him home, and I worked afternoons and nights, right? I would go to work at 1 and I would get home at like about 11 o'clock. So his mom would get up, go to work in the morning, and I'm there hanging out with Colin before I have to go drop him off at my mom and dad's house before I go to work. And so I got a lot of gaming in, right? Get up, straighten up the house a little bit, play with him. and then I throw the beanbag on on the floor in front of the TV, and I plop. You know, I got him, and he's in my lap. I take the batteries out of one of my controllers, hand it to him, and I'm playing with the other controller, right?
Yeah.
And he's legit just like going to town, right? Triggers, bumpers. He's playing with the thumbsticks. And all he knows at that age, he's pushing buttons on a controller and the dude on the screen is doing something, right? I mean, he's getting into
You
it.
don't know any better.
Yeah. So I mean, but when he got old enough to where he was wanting to play games on his own, I pulled the NES out, I put a new pin set in it, cleaned up the motherboard, cleaned up the circuit boards and everything like that. I got the security wrenches so that way you could open up the cartridges. Take there's a special eraser that you use when you're like drawing and stuff like that. High polymer erasers, right, are gold on those contacts for the original games. Because you take off like a micron of gold on those contacts and it exposes the fresh new stuff, and then you wipe everything down with 91 or higher percent isopropyl. And yeah, I mean, because it evaporates almost instantly, right? Put everything back together. The only thing is you maybe replace the watch battery, the CR112 battery in the Zelda game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you think a game coming from like 85, right? The battery on those original batteries were dead. And so the save function wouldn't work. You couldn't create a file. You put the new battery in there, boom, you got that feature back. But he started playing those, and yeah, I mean, I've still got a picture. I used to have a Legend of Zelda hat that I picked up when I used to work at GameStop, and we're in Target one day, and he just kept going like this, like gimme. So I put my hat on his head. Yeah. So I mean, he's been gaming since then. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but yeah, I'm looking forward to picking up Fallout 4 again. I think this time around I'm gonna like really focus on rebuilding New Concord.
You should do a charisma run.
I think I might, but I'm also going to hoard every power armor suit that I can find.
Dude.
Yeah, that's always fun to do. And then when one piece gets broken, it's so devastating.
Well, I know that
he didn't say use them. He said hoard them.
Well, no, yeah, but then it's like,
I'm going to build a warehouse to where there's nothing but power armor suits.
Yeah, but then you want to know what happens? Some idiot in your little settlement decides to put one on, and then
if they're
attack your
if they're on the stand, they don't take them. If it's freestanding, they do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just build a repair repair bench for it.
Exactly. You just set up those the
you know what sucks?
The engine stands or whatever they call them.
You want to know what sucks about destroying or blowing up the whatever it's called, the Institute. You miss out on a really good skin for your power armor. That's the only bad part about blowing up the Institute.
I remember shortly after Fallout 4 came out and you start seeing all these gameplay videos people were uploading. One guy, he built a tower that had light, right? And he set it to Phil Collins
In the Air Tonight.
In the Air Tonight, yeah. And just as the drum solo hit, all the lights on the outside of this tower that he built went off in sequence, and you see them go like this, and then they go up, and then you see a mushroom appear, and then the top of the building. He made a squirting dick on the side of this tower with lights. and he timed out all of the switches just right. Like he had to sit. They basically do a speed run all the way up the building, and then like he jumped out or something like that, landed in the water that was at the base of this tower, and then turned the
Was
camera
it
away.
what like did he build off of a building?
I don't know.
I think he did his own. He did
Yeah.
his own. It was all freestanding.
Yeah, that's right. It was freestanding, but it was next to water because as soon as he flipped the last switch, he jumped off the building, landed in the water, and then got up on the land and turned around to have the camera face the building. And
Man,
it was just the drum solo hit, do 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 do, right? That you saw the dick and balls, and then the top of it was going like that. It was. I was sitting there going, I'm like,
Dude, think of how long that took him to get.
Yeah.
oh, dude, have you seen some of these
Resources?
videos of people building these giant structures in Minecraft? Like entire like kingdoms.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like
one
how
guy,
does-
he did a time lapse video. He drained the ocean.
like how do you have the time for this? I'm like
Stream.
number one, how do you have the time? Number two, how do you not get bored? Like
Well, see, that was back
So
in the day whenever
quickly.
people would like, there's that one. It's the original server, I think, on Minecraft for PC, and it's so like corrupted right now. Like you only way you get in is by invitation only.
Mm.
And I forget the name of it. I know that the kids, I know that the boys upstairs would know the name of that one, but
Yeah, probably.
oh boy, but
There and it's like especially in the jetpack in Fallout 4,
mhm.
sometimes I'm wonder if the materials were worth it. That
Yeah,
uses up so much stamina, but you need it to get a certain leggings
yeah.
because the leggings are like the Fallout boys leggings, and you can't take fall damage no matter the height.
So you remember the number that we got this weekend?
Yeah.
We didn't have it.
Oh,
So we added a new table tent number to our collection.
how many do we got?
Let's see here. 1, 2. 27. We have 27 numbers out of the 99 possible. We have got a long way.
Is there not 100?
No, it doesn't go
No?
triple digits. No, no. But
So we need
I never did get the Merry Christmas one from the Whataburger.
71. Oh yeah,
Never got that one.
it's fine though. We got the Dallas
I
Cowboys
got
one.
I got a refund for it, but we did get this 50. And Chris, I still need to send this one to you, but it's the official Dallas Cowboys one.
So amazing.
Yeah, and I've got 3 of them.
Oh wow. Nice.
Because I saw it because as we were standing behind the in front of the counter, you look in the kitchen, and this is all I saw at a distance. It was next to the receipt printer.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy behind the counter, I said, "Is that a Dallas Cowboy table tent?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, you'd be extra cool if you got one for me." And he went to go get it. And I guess his manager was looking at him like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, this guy wanted one." He goes, "Just fucking give them to him." So he grabbed all 3 of them and brought them to me.
Awesome.
I was like,
And
"Fuck."
I stand to believe that the 69 one is
Yeah.
sitting on the
I'm sure,
manager's
yeah,
desk.
I'm sure. I am more than positive that every time that they open up a new pack of table tents,
They take
the managers go and they take the 69 out, and then they keep it in the office because, dude, I've seen the 69 on eBay going for like $20-$25. And at this point, at this point, I'm almost willing to buy it,
Right.
just so I could have it. But it at that point, it would kind of lose some of its importance.
Yeah, because
To be able to say I
Don't get
caught
it
a
in
69
person.
in the wild, you
Right.
know, I don't
Like
know.
I see as a very last ditch effort. If that's the last one you're waiting
Yeah.
on,
I
then
mean, you got kids out there playing Pokemon Go still. I'm out there fucking trying to catch all. I'm trying to catch them all right
catch 'em
here.
all.
I'm trying to catch them all. I'm like Ash, catch them, dude. Absolutely. Except I'm not going to get bitched out like by Me Too and fucking get turned into stone. That's bullshit. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Surprise you. Surprise. I fucking came at you with that reference. Ah.
Nice.
It's gonna be weird. Well, not weird because I'm not gonna watch it. I haven't watched Pokemon in a while. Ash isn't gonna be the main character in the new one, so
Then what's the point?
it's gonna be new characters.
Right. But what's the point without Ash? I mean, what's the point?
I mean, he's gonna be in the show. He's just not the main character.
Right. That would be like Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell.
He won the last tournament, and then that was it.
See, it's cool that you're good enough to win a tournament, but are you good enough to be the defending? To go back to back.
Yeah, he never he never caught them all. So
Yeah. See, his story arc's not done yet
Yep.
at all. Period. Just kind of saying. All right. Well, we're at 2 hours and 21 minutes.
no, we gotta stop doing this, man. It's like every time.
I know. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages. Look at that. Our viewer spiked up. That's great.
Always right at the end. It's
Always
always right before we end.
It's like, oh, these guys are live. I wonder what they're talking about. Like, where were you?
How long?
No. See, no. Like, if you can't stick with us through our worst, you don't get us at our best. I mean, come on. That's Bush League, bro.
It's very true.
No, it's always been real quiet, without Maria and the chat. So
It has been.
Yeah,
quiet.
so we appreciate everything that Belle does to keep that chat going. I mean,
she might win.
I
fan of the year or month or whatever
Superfan,
we're going for.
Superfan. I don't know. I mean, we our producer obviously isn't here, but we've got 3 of the 4 members on the page here now. I mean, I say we put it to a vote.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we got the best ones of the group here. So
I make a motion that we vote for the new Superfan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Motion carries.
Okay. Motion carries. All right. So, actually, we needed to have somebody second that, but whatever. Congress can break the rules. Well, so can we. Okay. So
we got the
here.
important parts of the group here. So
Yeah.
counts.
So another world premiere. You're seeing Angry Me vote for the very first time as a show. David, we know that you're not here. We get that. And you would probably vote with us. If not, great. You're going to be outvoted anyway. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident in saying that. But all those in favor of having Belle named as the new Superfan, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? I hear crickets. Okay. It is unanimous. Belle, congratulations. You are the new Superfan.
Yay.
Yay. Hold on. Here we go.
I know that no matter what happens, I can accept how this ends.
Yes, there we go. All right. All right.
Negative visualization, Jerry, explains a lot about where you're at.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, again, check out our new page, angrymeproduction.com. Like us, love us, hate us. Don't really care. Just check out the webpage, share the link with your friends. If you are listening to us on Apple Podcast, give us 5 stars, even if you think that we don't deserve it. 5 stars are where it is at. Leave a comment on our YouTube page, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get notified before we go live. So that way, if you're coming in at the tail end of the show,
I have a question. What was with the picture of this week?
oh, David's playing around with thumbnails.
Yeah, I saw that, and he had you doing like a Lieutenant Dan thing in this one.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, David,
And there's some.
that is a scary thing.
Yeah, there's some random guy in the background.
Well, that was the Undertaker.
Some random guy. Really?
Random guy. Oh,
Some random. God.
I don't
bro.
care wrestling.
Why are you the way that you are?
You really are your father's children.
Yeah, and you're my father, so.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was funny. Okay. Anyways, so with that being said, yeah, hit us up on our social medias. Give us a follow.
Share.
If you're on Reddit, hit up our subreddit. I'm going to update the subreddit tonight with a link to our website. And being that I'm the administrator of that, or the moderator of that subreddit, rather, I'm going to allow it. So, I know, Bell. I know.
Look,
In all caps, he doesn't know the Undertaker.
I don't care about wrestling.
I know, but it's the Undertaker. Like, you don't even have to know wrestling to know the Undertaker.
Okay, I know who
Nope,
the
man,
Undertaker
walking.
is. I didn't know. I just didn't know that was that guy.
You know what? I'm almost willing to give him a pass just because of the smoke that he brings for his segment.
Okay.
And I'm willing to chalk that up as to a piss poor Photoshop job by David.
To be fair.
To be fair. Okay.
I know who he is. Do I know
Okay.
what he looks like? No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. Educate yourself. Look up some matches on YouTube. I suggest Hell in the Cell between The Undertaker and Mankind.
Yes.
Trust me. You're going to watch it and you're going to be like, holy crap. Yeah.
Yay, verily.
And then matches between Undertaker and his brother Kane.
Masked Kane.
Masked Kane.
Not post mask Kane.
Yeah. Yeah. Not mayor of some city in Minneapolis or Minnesota Kane, but
I can't believe that happened. I mean, when you really listen to him, though,
like when he showed up to announce his candidacy for the mayoral slot, he probably had the mask on. He probably took it off, and he's like, he still had the long hair, and he probably did the whole, thing. Yeah. I wonder if he got to choke slam the guy that conceded the race. That would have been great.
Should be allowed.
That'd be great political theater,
right?
Like, oh, you want to debate? Oh, you're willing to come off of that stance? You, me, no hold bar, no disqualifications, one fall.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Knoxville, Tennessee? He's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. That tracks. That's right, and that tracks. Somehow it does not surprise me that big, tall, goofy-looking motherfucker is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, home of old Rocky Top. University of Tennessee. God, now that song is stuck in my head. Damn it. Okay.
And on that note.
Yeah, on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, again, hit up our webpage, angrymeproduction.com. Check out all of our social media pages. I will update the website on a regular basis. So kind of be on the look forward on the outlook for that. Save it in your bookmarks. Like I said, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get all the updates on our YouTube channel. Until then, I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
You want to try that again? Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Take two. Until next week, I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacko.
I'm Colin Skellin.
You have been privy, dare I say, privileged, nay, indentured. You have been exposed. You have been gaped. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Nerd Sports episode 157, everybody. Scissor me timbers. Har. And now we just